obviously the fight took place last night. He got a second round TKO of Shabranskyy. So I'm not exactly sure how much you could take away from that performance because it was so short. But just based on what you did see over the 6 or so minutes that he did fight, what did you think? Like, has he changed at all now that he does have a new trainer in his corner?
Nobody gave Shabranskyy a chance to win the fight in the first place. And so, he got a great opportunity to win the belt, really, without the greatest of challenges. And that's not a put down to Shabranskyy. I just don't think he was ready for that level right now. But, there's sayings in boxing, he took a boxing lesson. We've heard that saying all the time, right? In Kovalev's case, he actually brought a lot of things that I felt he should have brought into the light based on his last fight in Vegas. So, and what I mean by that is he was given a boxing lesson in that fight. He was given one. So, and what I mean by that is he took those lessons that he was given and he applied it last night, which is actually a compliment to us. Did you see how many times he jabbed to the stomach?
Yeah.
That's because that happened to him, and he knows the feeling, and he knows the effect. So he learned that lesson well. Did you see when after the first knockdown, he went to the body?
Yep.
Now, he's not an end fighter. He's a long-range body puncher with the straight rights and stuff, and occasionally the left underneath. But the jab to the stomach says, I picked this up from Ward. The jab to the stomach. He used it repeatedly last night to keep Shabranskyy off balance for the right hand. And that's what kept him off balance. So, that, to me, that was a compliment. It was a compliment to us that he took that and realized that the lessons that he learned in that fight, he learned them well. So he's trying to apply the same lesson.
And so, do you think it's almost a similar case to the way Canelo became somewhat of a better fighter after facing Floyd? Like, do you think Kovalev, obviously took some things from those two performances against Dre and just kind of picked up on it on his own, or were those changes that they actually made when the new trainer came in?
No, the new trainer didn't make those changes. Those changes were made from that fight, and him, once again, being given a lesson. He learned his lesson well, so he used those same tactics that worked against him. And you're absolutely right. Canelo became much more cuter, much more wasting up movement after he fought Floyd. You can almost make a case for him fighting in an urban flavor, which he wasn't doing before he fought Floyd. So he learned his lessons well. When you're taken to school, and that's what fight fans don't understand. They don't see the real things that are going on. So when you're being taken to school, you're going to learn those lessons well. So you could put us down in your mouth, but in your actions, it let us know that you were taken to school and you learned very well. So I was impressed with his jab to the stomach, but more so being impressed is when he did it. So all in all, he did what was expected, and he looked like Kovalev.
I know during the post-fight press conference, obviously Dre's name came up on several occasions, and I think a few different guys asked him in several different ways, like, what did you learn from the two losses to Andre Ward? And it seemed to me like Kovalev didn't really want to give Dre credit for teaching him anything, but what he did try and say was, well, I learned from those two fights. I need to pay attention to my trainer. I need to, take my training more seriously and whatnot. Just based on him saying that, do you think that's the case with him now? Do you think that, he is starting to pay more attention to what his trainer has to say, or is it still too early to tell?
Well, I think John David made the statement that the only reason why he has the Russian trainer is so he doesn't have to pay him anything.
He did.
So, I don't know how true that is, or but time would tell. But I don't think, it's like Andre said, he knows. I remember he and I, when we were preparing for the second fight, and we were working on some inside stuff, and he just kept chanting, he knows what happened here. He knows, you see. Mm-hmm. So he's not going to give him full credit out of his mouth, but he gave him 100% credit and 10% more out of his actions after the fight. You see, and they ought to thank us, main events. Like I said, Kathy Duval, Klimas, and everybody else, they ought to thank us for applying such an impression upon him that the fighter that they said they were looking for or had seen before, personality-wise and dedication-wise, that you have him back, or you just now getting what you've been looking for. And all of them are, he's pleasant to be around. He's paying attention to what he's doing. He's not going off doing this, doing that. We talked about this stuff to him, and he just ignored us and things like that. Okay, well, what you couldn't do, we did it for you. So the least you could do is give us a little thanks or something like that. We're not asking for much. We're very secure where we are. But if he goes on and gets the undisputed title again, a lot of it has to do with those two fights. And he can say all he wants, but he was in a down period, soul searching. He found God. He insulted God to our face. But now all of a sudden he found God, the same God, see? So that left a real impression upon him, what happened to him. And I'm glad we crossed paths, because anytime you could help a person, you got to take that opportunity to help them, whether it be in a fight, whether it be in a sit-down talk, whether it be in a lecture, or whether it be by example. Help them.